So I didn't cover this story when it first happened, and more things have happened since then, and then I realized this person is actually kind of unhinged, and I wanted to talk about it, so I will talk about it. Phoebe, just go to bed. Bed. Muffin, come. Phoebe, come here. Little pants. Little pants. No, you can't come up here. No. Bed. So, subscribe with the bell icon for engagement. Let's just get into it. I've seen this person kind of on my For You page because people have been complaining about her for doing outlandish shit, and I just didn't realize, I think, the extent of everything that she is doing. Anyway, her name's Adrielle Sigler, Adrielle, and she's also known as Vegan Rizz on TikTok, which makes me think that she probably blew up making some kind of vegan content. And she is another one of those filming in public people, but also like an influencer who is giving all other influencers just a really bad name, essentially. And I just hate that she's also vegan, because like, I feel like vegans have already caused enough hatred against vegans that like when you find another unhinged vegan, you're like, oh, why are you doing this to the society and the community of veganism? I just want vegans to just be seen as normal people. Anyway, I'm gonna break this up into like different things. So there's the coffee shop situation, and that was like the initial thing that happened that everyone was talking about.
So I go to this coffee shop today, right? It's in a small city called Jamestown, New York. People in Jamestown, they recognize me because I have a large following on social media. So I'm sitting in the coffee shop minding my own business. Before I get to working on my social media management, I snap a video of my coffee and I say, this is the best. Right as I get done posting to Snapchat, I set my phone down, taking in the coffee. Both of the owners come marching toward me. This couple right here. They're in their 20s. They're younger than me. I'm in my 30s. They just bought the coffee shop in January. The couple marches up to me. They have a very concerned look on their face. The husband shakes my hand. They both sit down next to me. And they tell me, you can't film in here anymore. I look at them confused. Okay, is there a reason why? And the husband goes into detail. Well, we want this to be a quiet, low-key environment, laid back. We have people who come here to work and read. I'm not noisy at all. I sit there and mind my own business. I have headphones in. I keep the volume down. As compared to large crowds of people who dine in together, I'm really quiet. Then the wife chimes in, and we also don't want our customers in the background of your videos. Does she say that to the hundreds of teenagers who flood her coffee shop on weekends?
She constantly talks about the fact that she's from a small town and everyone there is small-minded, and hates that she's an influencer and hates that she has so many followers. She's about 500,000 on TikTok, and that they just like hate her for it, and that they're all jealous of her. They probably all know who she is.
Because people in this small little town I live in are so jealous of my TikTok following. People in my small town are straight up bullies to me. They really are so jealous. I'm a vlogger in a small town, but my small town is not accepting of that. And being the first vlogger in this small ass town has created a wave of haters.
You know I'm the face of the city, bitch. That's why you mad.
And I believe there's something fundamentally wrong with people that have small town syndrome. I live in a small blue collar town. I have an unconventional way of living. People in this small town think that one rule can only apply to me, but not everyone else. It all boils down to jealousy. Even strangers in real life get jealous of me. This is the reality of being an influencer in a small town. People get jealous of you. They single you out. It happens in bars. It happens in grocery stores. It happens in restaurants. It happens in coffee shops. I don't deserve it. I don't do anything wrong. But they make a problem out of everything I do because they're fucking bullies.
Because I think she thinks that like, because she has 500,000 followers and there's X amount of population in that city that she claims is smaller than her following, that like every single one of those people must know who she is because her following is bigger than the population, even though that's literally not how it works. I don't know how to break that to her. She, on her Snapchat, posted a video of her drinking a coffee from a coffee shop and sitting there and like getting her work done, I guess. But you can like tell it's kind of an obnoxious video, but she posts like stills of it and like screenshots of it and like posts it on mute and makes it sound like it was just like her posting the coffee and then going back to work. But it's clear that she has this tendency to film really annoying videos in public, ones of her dancing and doing weird challenges. So I'm not surprised by what happened, but also wouldn't be surprised if she had filmed more annoying TikToks in the past in that coffee shop.
Now I'll show you some of the videos I've made in this coffee shop. There's this one.
TikTok shared a post saying it's spooky that children between ages 8 and 12 on average want to grow up to be a vlogger or YouTuber.
There's this one, and that was empty. There were no customers. So they can't claim people are complaining because there were no customers in there when I made that video. This one.
Bitch, you know I'm sexy.
Now, when I do these, I have the volume low. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's low. This is one.
Oh my gosh. She's full.
There were these ones. This one. Wait, this one. They're just me in the video. I guess there's this one and people are in the background, but that was like the skeleton dancing trend everyone did. I think you get the gist of what I'm saying.
I don't know what else she has posted in the past. We can't go through all of her posts across all of her social media, so let's just assume that she was being kind of obnoxious in that coffee shop at some point in time. Let's just assume that. Now, she posts a TikTok basically saying that the managers who are like, she kept on emphasizing their age as if that matters, but I think she was saying like they were young enough to understand how social media works and why they like having a go at me. They sat down and they told her that she can't film in their shop anymore. Makes sense. Now, she says that she has spent almost $200 since going into that coffee shop, and that somehow means that she's allowed to do whatever she wants. I don't know.
I'm a paying customer, just like the other customers. I add up all the transactions between my debit and credit card. I've spent close to $200 since I became their customer September 23rd. Needless to say, I walked out and I never plan on walking back in that business. And I believe there is something fundamentally wrong with people that have small town syndrome.
She's basically being like, I'm a loyal customer, like how dare you stop me from filming in your area. And she also has a voucher apparently that she hasn't used, and she keeps on saying like, you need to give me money back for this voucher, have this voucher, blah blah. But like, they didn't say you're not allowed to spend money in their shop. They didn't kick you out of the whole shop. They just said you're not allowed to film in the shop. Now this whole situation, right, makes absolutely no sense to me because they never said you're like banned from this shop. They just said do not film in this shop. That's it. Like, they didn't say you can't come in, they didn't say you can't go on your laptop, you can't answer emails, you can't order coffee, you can't sit here, you can't talk. They just said you can't film here. And she's now made it sound like they have denied her entry to this whole coffee shop. But after like all of this, I wouldn't be surprised if they just denied her altogether. Now, if that was it, we could just call her annoying, but that's it. Within a few days, she posts like tens, if not fucking hundreds of TikToks about this coffee shop, down to then like shouting in these TikToks and also making up conspiracy theories that the person who owns this like coffee shop and owns this whole building of the coffee shop is like a guy who's in a gang, like in a mafia group. Like, it started being so unhinged because she basically claims that they didn't like that she posted this picture of the ceiling in the bathroom being broken, and that must mean that they're doing something nefarious in the toilet, and therefore the guy who owns it must be part of a gang. Like, he just must be, because that is the logical explanation and not just you're being annoying in public. And they've also probably looked at the kind of content that not only does she film in their coffee shop, but the content that she has also posted in other people's establishments, and they're probably just not okay with that. Like, that's probably it. That's probably all that's happened. She also runs into that stereotype of the guy who owns this building is Italian and therefore he must be in the mafia. Let's leave the Italians alone. So she posts about this Italian man, and she posted they have weird work hours, and that's also suspicious, so they must be doing criminal activity in this place. Like, this is just like weird, okay, strange. But she also says that she's filed a lawsuit because they're discriminating her because of her job. Once a fucking again, they never banned her from, like, no one is talking about this because I think that's going crazy. They didn't ban her from this coffee shop. She's allowed to enter the coffee shop, she's allowed to buy a coffee, she's allowed to sit there, she's allowed to invite her friends, and she's allowed to just sit there and fucking eat and answer emails and go on her phone and do whatever she needs to do. The only thing they said is when you come here, you can't film. That's it. You weren't discriminated against. You can still go in there, you can still do everything else like every other customer. It's just no one is allowed to film in there. And she does say a bunch of teenagers come in and film Snapchat stories. Yes, they post their Snapchat stories to their 10 other friends on Snapchat, not to 500,000 people on TikTok. This makes complete fucking sense. She's just being really weird. So she posts this TikTok. I'm gonna, like, this whole video is just gonna be me and then just a bunch of TikToks of this annoying girl, and like, good luck, I guess. At least I'm bringing it all into just one video for you guys. I don't know. She then it basically is making a case of discrimination against her based on her job, and she also posted a TikTok where she's explaining it to her mom on camera.
Mom,
Yeah.
you're not gonna believe what just happened.
What?
You know that coffee shop I go to downtown and I sit there for like an hour, sometimes I make videos?
Yeah.
The owner came up to me and went like, okay, so I went in, I got a coffee, I sat down, I was there for like 3 minutes, and the owners came up to me, sat down next to me, shook my hand, and they said, "We appreciate your business. We don't mind if you come in here to sit and work and drink your coffee, but we no longer permit you to film or record in here.
Oh.
As a private business, we no longer permit you to record in here because it's a distraction for our customers who are working and reading in a quiet environment.
That's so rude of them.
I know!
And her mum literally couldn't fucking care less. And neither can we, I guess. Now, like I said, she does weird dances in public and it's super annoying. So that's why I do believe that her videos in the coffee shop are probably super obnoxious too. She also brings up free speech.
Freedom of speech. Freedom of speech. For people who are so obsessed with our military, our veterans, our freedom fighters, they get so mad when people demonstrate their First Amendment right. You can't take it away from someone. It's just not happening.
Which is part of the Constitution, yes. And it is, you know, okay in public. However, coffee shop is a private establishment. I hate when people are like, oh, I got kicked out of a shopping center because I did this. Like, where's my free speech? Where are my rights? All of these places are a private establishment. So private rules apply to private establishments. You don't just get to do and say whatever you want in someone's property. I don't know if you know, like, houses aren't the only properties that people own. If you own a shop or a coffee shop or a shopping center, that is a property that you own and you choose the rules for it, which is why dogs aren't allowed in most shopping centers, because someone who owns this shopping center said, I don't want poo all over the floors. No dogs. That's why they'll have signs that say like no skateboarding around the shopping center. Why? Because even though you're allowed to skateboard on concrete outside, this is now a private property that you're entering, and I'm saying no skateboarding. Not me personally, I don't own a shopping center, but you know what I mean. Like, I don't know why people find this private versus public property thing such a difficult concept to grasp. Someone owns this coffee shop and they're allowed to make whatever rules they want. So yes, free speech just in life in general, but when you enter someone's property and you say or do something you don't like, they have every right to ban you or kick you out. That's it. So she justifies her filming in private and public in her small town, saying, they all know me. They're upset with me because I'm blowing up on social media because they're jealous of me. And other people post there, so there's no problem. But she shows regular stories of teenagers, like on Snapchat, like I said, that they would post to like 20 friends. So it's obviously very different than her stuff, which the coffee shop has a right to not want out there. She does post more about pursuing legal for discrimination. Then she films another phone call with her mum about a legal case again, and her mum isn't having it again. And then she posts another explanation of why she does have a case and why she is able to pursue this.
How did the coffee shop discriminate against me? The coffee shop discriminated me against my job. They were actively discriminating me against my job, and I'll explain how. They said it's more than acceptable for people working to utilize their phones, cameras, photos, videos, whatever that business person needs to do. They told me I can't take photos or videos while I'm in their coffee shop because they don't want my work associated with their business. That's discrimination.
And it's just a bunch of like her basically arguing with herself. Like she's arguing with a wall and no one cares. So then she states that she wants a written apology and a gift certificate to spend at the coffee shop, and then she'll stop talking about it and get over it, and then drop the 2 lawsuits that she now has apparently.
There's only one way I'll stop talking about the coffee shop who discriminated against me. And that is if I get a written letter of apology and a gift certificate welcoming me back into their coffee shop with permission to continue taking pictures and videos in their coffee shop like everyone else. And in that letter of apology, I would like the coffee shop to include that they're very sorry they allowed all the other customers to take pictures and make videos except for me. They're very sorry that they thought they could cherry pick their customers, setting rules that only apply to one customer. That is the only way I'll stop talking about it.
I don't know what lawyer is picking this up. So they sent her a letter recently where they deny her claims, and she latches onto really dumb things. Like, for example, they said, you post TikTok videos, but she keeps on saying it was a Snapchat video. I'm going to try and like put in here just how many times she says like Snapchat video. It was a Snapchat video. It is the most frustrating thing because it's like, yeah, but you posted it also on TikTok. So, you know what I mean? And then they'll keep on, obviously they keep on referring to TikTok in the letter, and she keeps on being like, how many more times do I have to correct you guys? It's like, you having to correct them about, like, they haven't resent you a letter, still make it, you're reading the same letter, so they didn't have time to correct it. You're reading the same letter, so you're gonna have to keep on, you're gonna have to either like just correct them once or just not correct them again, because it's not like they kept on sending you letters after you corrected them, still making a mistake, like you're correcting the same letter. I don't know if I'm going insane talking about this because I think I am. And then she also, basically they posted in there that she's a distraction to other customers, and she claims that she's not. And then she also posts how much money she makes all the time to show that it is a real job, and no one said that it's not a real job. They just said that your job is distracting from other people's job. She also said that this is happening because she's a woman. They mentioned lewd behavior and that she was filming other people's faces, which she then denies. And she apparently in one of her TikToks said that she had a panic attack after she left, but they deny that because she posted content right after she was kicked out where she looked very flippant. Now I'm not going to discuss her mental health. I don't know. Now she actually constantly films others, and that's the whole point. Is she does this all the time. She films others in public. She films her kids all the time and calls with her family members, as well as shows texts between her and other people. So recently her mum bought her son a knife from Walmart, so she decided to call Walmart and film the whole thing.
Thank you for calling your local Walmart.
Service desk.
Hi, can I speak to the store manager
He's not in today.
or assistant store manager?
She's not here either. Both of them went to another store. All we have is coaches here today.
Can I speak with one of the coaches?
Hi, this is Team Sunny. How can I help you?
Hi, last night around 5:30 p.m., my son purchased a knife in the sporting goods, and my son is 13 years old. He was with my mom. My mom showed him her ID, so that would be his grandma.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, I guess they took the cash from him, and he filled out some information. Either way, all of this was without my permission, and I just think that, like, you should be aware that he gave them the cash, and I feel like that crossing the line there, because I think you have to be 18 or 21 to buy weapons of such, right? Like BB guns and all that.
Unless she authorized it.
Okay.
She was the adult with him, so they would have waited for her to authorize it.
I know, but it's just crazy.
And then she decided to argue with her mum about it on the phone and also filmed that whole thing.
I gave him the money, and he handed them the money, and they gave it to him.
Oh, he bought it? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, I gave him the money. And he gave him the $30, and that was it.
Really? So the store let him buy it with his hands?
Yeah, I gave him a 20 and a 10, and then he did a drawing for another knife, and he gave them the $1, and he filled out the paperwork.
My son filled out paperwork to buy a knife?
It was for a drawing. We did it last year, too.
What drawing?
You put $1 in the bucket, and you get a ticket for a free knife.
Did he get a free knife?
They didn't do the drawing yet.
I am so confused right now.
And there's like part 1, part 2, part 3, and part fucking 1000 about this. This has then turned into people deep diving. So there's also TK Maxx. She recently got not kicked out. She was told not to film in TK Maxx, and she had a hissy fit about that because she was filming the person scanning her items.
I got some cool stuff. A speaker, some makeup stuff.
Here because we don't feel comfortable with it being recorded in here.
I can't record in here?
No.
I'm not recording you.
I know, but just for like the safety, just in case like my voice isn't.
I do TJ Maxx hauls.
I know, but just in case, like they can hear my voice, people's voices.
We're not gonna buy anything.
Okay.
And I'm gonna post this to social media. All right. Oh my God. Doing a TJ Maxx haul. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. This, I swear to God, only in this town.
And so that obviously links to the coffee shop. She clearly does this a lot. She doesn't like the fact that people are telling her, hey, don't film me or my workplace because I don't like it. And then when that wasn't working, she recently went down a rabbit hole of the fact that her mum apparently killed someone or was responsible for someone going missing, and that being like one of her ex-boyfriends that she was like dating for a bit.
So this person has been missing for 4 years. And the last person who saw him was my mom, who now claims she's having chest pains because I'm sharing the story. And your advice is for me to not talk about it if she's being physically affected. So what do you want me to do? Just forget about Mateo Wilson? Just forget about it? He's been missing for 4 years. Let it go because your mom is having chest pains. Here's the thing. I shared a story about a missing person who my mom dated. And that's the extent of the story. I'm not making accusations. Nope, I never called the police and told them that my mom unalived Mateo. That's another thing. I called the police and said this: my mom's ex-boyfriend has been missing for 1 year. This was in 2021. I said all of his belongings are still in her basement. I contacted his work and they haven't heard from him in 1 year as well. And I would like to report that he's a missing person. I never called the police in Arizona, where he was originally from, Phoenix. But yeah, I never accused her of that. I never said once to police that my mom did this. Why is my family trying so hard to get me to take these videos down if there's actually a warrant for his arrest, because my mom pressed charges on him? Like, she claims he attempted to unalive her and she claims he assaulted her. Wouldn't it be a good thing that we find this missing person so my mom can receive justice? He's a missing person. I'm telling the world about it. I'm telling the story behind this missing person. So why should my family's health be declining over it? Why are you trying so hard, and why are you getting so angry at me for telling the story? I'll stop inserting myself in this matter, and I will take all the videos down when you can prove Matthew Wilson is still alive. Find him. Prove he's not a missing person. Find his car. Find him. Prove he's alive. Because if you go in my mom's house, it looks like he never left. All of his belongings are still there, including his wallet and driver's license, prescription medication, his projector, his gaming equipment, all of his skateboards, his clothing, shoes. Why do you want me to stop inserting myself in this matter when I was witness to it?
Like, yeah, her mum sounds like a weirdo, but you also posted a 20-part series about your mum allegedly killing someone. And then her family members start messaging her, leaving voicemails and calling her, and she records all of it, or she'll be like on live and she'll answer the phone call. And her family members are like, why are you doing this? Like, why are you publicly, if you have such an issue, just go to the police, but why are you publicly talking about us?
No, you need to stop, Adrielle. What you're doing is totally wrong. Talking bad about your mother.
I shared a story about a missing person.
What? No. If it's not something, it's something else. You're always bashing your mother. This needs to stop.
He's missing!
And then posting personal texts and personal phone calls, and she acts like that is them being like defensive, and that means her conspiracy theory is confirmed, because why are they getting so defensive?
She claims she was assaulted and almost unalived by her boyfriend, who is now missing and has been missing for 4 years. So I made a video saying there's a missing person and my mom is the last one to see him. She then begs me to take the videos down. Why would she want me to take the videos down if she wants to have him arrested and charged with attempted unaliving? I never accused her of doing anything wrong. All I did was share the story, draw attention, and help search for this missing person who she wants to see behind bars. It's contradictory.
As opposed to thinking I'm accusing my mom of basically murder on TikTok to my 500,000 followers, obviously my family members are going to be upset. If you're so worried, go to the police. Like, why are we doing this? Overall, I think she just has a complete lack of boundaries to the public, her family members, and most importantly her kids. There's a lot more where that came from. Like, she posts her kids a lot and she posts arguments with her mom a lot, and then when that doesn't work, she ends up just accusing her mom of murder. I think just the whole thing, she's one of the most infuriating characters on TikTok I've ever seen. Anytime she comes up on my For You page now, I'm infuriated, I'm angry, I'm pissed off. And I hope you guys are pissed off too, because if I'm going through it, you're going through it with me. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Subscribe to the bell icon for engagement. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.